Today's short list recipe is a pork tenderloin with apple-walnut slaw. Extremely delicious and seasonal, and only 5 ingredients. Start off by cutting into matchstick strips 1 Granny Smith apple or other tart apple. It doesn't have to be a Granny Smith, but I like the tanginess. Tangy, firm apple, so delicious with pork. The ever-popular pairing of sweet and savory. However, my daughter Michaela, she does not enjoy it, not one bit. She's been insisting she doesn't like sweet and savory since even before she knew what it meant. In fact, I'm not convinced she actually knows what it means now. She just knows she doesn't like it. That looks like about 1.5 cups of apple. Chop 1/3 cup of toasted walnuts. Almonds would also be really nice here. You don't like walnuts, but you should like walnuts because they're super duper good for you. I think they might be the best for you of all the nuts. I'm not a scientist though, so what do I know? Add that to your apples. 1/3 cup of dried sour cherries. Obviously, same as with the nuts, if you wanted to replace this with another dried fruit, go ahead. Golden raisins would be fantastic. Apricots, fantastic. Your choice. You know what else would be fantastic is dates. They're really sticky. If you want to, and you feel like going the extra step, you can spray your knife with a little bit of non-stick vegetable spray, and it does help with the sticking. Add the chopped fruit to the apples. Add some olive oil. Oops. Was that too much? I don't know. Salt. And some lemon juice. Half a lemon. This apple was actually super duper tangy, so maybe not even a half a lemon. This is a small lemon though, so I'm just gonna go crazy. Stir everything together, and then you have your apple slaw. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit of escarole or another green in here. Arugula would be really nice. For the pork, I have a pork tenderloin, about 1 pound. Cut it across into about 1/2 inch thick pieces. You can use pork cutlets here, and I'm just making my own pork cutlets out of tenderloin because I like how tender they are. Pork cutlets, when you buy them, are usually made out of pork loin, and they're not quite as tender. The great thing about using a pork tenderloin like this is that it's so easy, no pounding is necessary to make them into cutlets. You just press on them with your hand, and it takes a matter of minutes. Just like that. Flatten them out. If you do this with your hand and you're not covering it up with a piece of plastic wrap, make sure that you wash your hands before you move on to touching anything that isn't cooked because of cross-contamination. I'll wash my hands right now. All right. Now we can cook. Okay. Heat a pan on a medium-high heat. I'm gonna season my pork right here on my cutting board. Spread it out. Season it with some salt. You can season the second side once it's in the pan. That's what I like to do. Medium-high heat, add olive oil. Add a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. Large skillet. You can use non-stick if you want to. I like to use a regular skillet. And then add your pork, salted side down. I feel like in one of these 12-inch skillets, you can usually fit a whole pork tenderloin. These should only take like about 2 minutes per side to cook, which is another great thing about these really nice tenderloin cutlets. And if you have some time on a weekend or something like that, you can make a bunch of cutlets and freeze them and then take them out whenever you want to use them. So about 2 minutes per side. Once the pork is all in the pan, I like to turn the pan up to high because the pan cools down when you add all that pork. When the cutlets start turning white on the edges, you know it's time to turn. They should be golden, released from the pan, all that good stuff. If your pan's not big enough, you should definitely do this in batches. You don't want it to steam. You want to get a little bit of color. And I find that the edges are sometimes hotter, so you can rotate the pieces around the pan so that they get an even amount of goldenness. That's it, dinner's ready. If you feel like you need to have a starch with this, what would be good? How about some rice? I think that would be fantastic. Give yourself a few cutlets, a little bit of that delicious tangy slaw. Here I am using the inappropriate serving tool, as I always do. Wooden spoons, not the greatest for serving. simple to make and simply delicious. Pork tenderloin cutlets with apple slaw. Yummy. Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click here if you want to subscribe and click over here if you want to continue watching more great videos like this.